All right, guys, welcome to part two of the Life Mastery event recap. I attended Life Mastery with Tony Robbins. It's a $5,000 event, guys, 5K. I paid 2,500 because I'm part of a bigger program, the Ultimate Life Mastery program, where I get to go to a lot of his events. But anyway, nonetheless, there was 2,200 people there that paid anywhere from 2,500 to 5K to be at this event. I say this not to brag. I say this so you understand that the information that I'm giving you guys is valuable. Not that just the money amount, the dollar sign, but that it can absolutely change your life, not only to extend your life, but to live a higher quality of life. And what they like to say, give more life to your years, right? How much life are you, how much life force, that's one of Tony Robbins' companies, life force are you giving to your relationships, your business, your day-to-day life is determined by your health. That's why the health is the foundation of your entire life, right? If you don't have your health, you're not going to be able to show up and be the best husband, best father, best spouse, best friend, best anything in relationships. Same thing with business, right? You're not going to have the energy, the vitality that be able to show up and perform at your highest level. So that's what we're going to go over. What if I could tell you in 5 days, you could absolutely dramatically change your mind, your body, your emotions, and your life. Imagine in 5 days, in a snap of a finger, just 5 days, that you could completely be mentally, emotionally, physically way a whole nother level, that your life would show up to a whole nother level. You're going to show up to a whole nother level in your business and your relationships and all that because of the life force. All right. So me, you guys know me. A lot of you guys are my clients, my one-on-one clients. A lot of you guys have been clients in the past, and you guys are here, know me in various different ways. I'm Deven Cripe, Coach DC, the greatest coach in the world. I'm a high performance health and fitness and life transformation coach. As you guys know, I'm very passionate about personal development. I'm involved in a lot of Tony Robbins stuff. Eric Thomas, I'm a certified execution coach by Eric Thomas. If you guys know who that is, one of the top motivational speakers in the world. And as you guys know, I'm my bread and butter is fitness and health. I was a personal trainer for a year and a half. I've been training over a decade myself, and I've been doing online coaching for fitness and health for over 5 years, helping people get ripped, build muscle, build healthy habits, and just change their life through fitness and health. So it's right along lines with what we're going to be covering today. So my promise for you guys, my promise is for you guys is this is going to dramatically change your life. We're going to cover some of the main takeaways I had during this 5 day event, 60 hours of training. We're going to condense in the next 60 minutes or less, right? 60 hours and 60 minutes. So my goal is to give you guys things that you can actually take action on in your life that's going to increase how long you live, the quality of life, how much energy you have, your mental emotional state, and just dramatically change your life. So getting into it, we're going into the first, it's something I taught Kashan on our last coaching call, which what we do with results coaching, if you guys are interested and learn about it later, but we build a triad. Triad is the foundation of Tony Robbins' whole philosophy. It's controlling your state. And we're about to run with these guys together is changing where you're at right now. I know some of you guys might not be in a position to do this, but a triad, it's a triangle. Okay. This is your state. Now, what we mean by state, this is your mental, emotional state. This is where you're at. So if you're feeling depressed, you're in a depressed state. If you're feeling unstoppable and confident, you're in a confident, unstoppable state. If you're feeling very lovey and grateful, like you're just one with Jesus, one with God, you're just one with the world, you're right, and you just feel so grateful, right? That is a extreme spiritual, enlightened, godly gratitude, love state, right? You guys understand what I'm putting down right now. So the first pillar of the triangle is your physiology. It's your physiology. That is your body. It's your body. So to change your mental, emotional state, if you're depressed, angry, frustrated, apathy, right? Think about how much life force that person has that's depressed, angry, frustrated. Think about somebody who's homeless or a drug addict, right? They're in a low mental and emotional state typically, right? And how much results are you going to get into building your 6-7 figure empire? How much results are you going to get in your relationships? How are you going to show up as the best friend or the best spouse in that relationship if you're operating from frustration, anger, right? These lower states. We've all been there. We'll still, even if you have a great level of mental emotional mastery, you guys know that sometimes you feel down, sometimes you have doubts, sometimes you're upset, sometimes you're frustrated, right? This is this is just not optimal. So a lot of times they're a victim to their circumstances. They're victims of somebody said fuck off, they flip the finger right at you, they cut you off in traffic, and you're a victim to the circumstance, right? That person dictated your mental internal state, your emotional internal state. Or you got bad news about your wife, or a business deal fell through, or you twisted your ankle, right? Something external affected your internal state, right? Instead of being a victor, somebody who's taking extreme ownership, right? Jocko Williams, David Goggins mentality that I am the king, I am the victor, I am the CEO of my mental and emotional state, right? So what you do, the first pillar to change your mental and emotional state is change your body. So if you guys, for you that are available, we'll just practice. So there's a difference between your body language being like this. I'm insecure. I feel down. I'm frustrated. I'm angry. Right. Versus somebody who's, you stand up, chest up. Let's see if you can get my face in here. Right. You want to tilt your sternum just slightly up, because this versus this is the difference of confidence and certainty. Confidence and certainty. I don't believe in myself. It's actually tilt your sternum up. It's a game changer. Tilt your sternum up, shoulders back. Who's somebody that's confident, that's grateful, right? That's in a higher emotion. Breathe deeply. Versus somebody who's anxious, full of doubt, anger, upset, right? Short, shallow breaths. Shoulder back versus shoulders in, right? You're changing your physiology. You stand up versus sitting down, you stand up. Right? You could start jumping. You could do push-ups. You could do burpees. What you want to do is change your body. That is the first step of changing your state. You don't want to try to change your state in the mind, right? It's just like that Albert Einstein quote, right? You cannot get out of the problems that you have in your life with the same mind that created those problems. So you must change the mind that created these problems, different mindset to get out of those problems. So the first step is change your body. Okay, next, and again, if you guys want to do it with me, for you guys who are able, but stand up, right? Change your body, do some push-ups, do some burpees, some jumping jacks, dance, whatever is going to lighten that body mood up. Second is what you're focused on. Are you focused on what you have or what you don't have? Are you focused on what you can control, what you can't control? That person cussed at you. That person cheated on you. That person cut you off in traffic. That person screwed you over in the business deal. That person, whatever. That's out of your control. You can't control the weather. You can't control Donald Trump. You can't control Joe Biden or whatever the lady, her name was, or forgot her name, right? You can't control what the government does, the economy does. You can't control these things, but you can control your business. You can control your marketing, your sales, your body, what you decide to do after that person cuts you off in traffic, right? You can control. So what are you focused on? Are you focused on all of the clients you have, all the real estate deals you're closing, Luis, right? Are you focused on all the day trading profits you've made, Isaac? Are you focused on the home insurance, mortgage insurance that you're closing, Kashan? Are you focused on what's going well in your life, right? The money that you are making? Are you focused on the people, the family, the friends, the people that do love you? Are you focused on what you can be grateful for? Are you focused so much on, man, this is where I'm at compared to my 6-figure goal, or losing 60 pounds, or getting a new relationship, or whatever goal that you have? Or you focus on what you don't have? It's called The Gap in the Gain. It's a book. Have it right here, guys. Give you the author. You guys know I read a book a day, right? I read a lot of books. This author, Dan Sullivan. Actually, it's Dr. Benjamin Hardy. Dr. Benjamin Hardy, he has a whole bunch of books, but The Gap in the Game, the whole premise of this book is, are you focused on the gap between where you're at right now? This is the gap. This is where you're at. This is where you want to be. You want to lose 60 pounds. You want to gain 20 pounds of muscle. You want to quit marijuana. You want to get a wife. You want to build a 6-figure, 7-figure empire. You want to, whatever. Okay. Or are you focused on how far you've already came over the last 3 months, 6 months, year, 2 years, decade, right? Are you focused on the gap in the game, right? You understand? Okay. So focus. So first step, you're depressed, you're angry, you're frustrated, you're feeling doubt, you're feeling insecure. You're about to go into a real estate open house, Luis. You're about to go to open house, right? You're about to go close a deal. Kashan, right? Alex, you're about to go to a real estate networking event and shake hands with somebody that's about to change your life to get into real estate investing, right? But are you focused on what disqualifies you, what makes you insecure, what you lack? Or are you focused on what actually makes you a successful real estate agent, a successful person, a confident person, right? So first, change your body. Second, change what you focus on. Third is change the self-talk, language, and the story you're telling yourself, right? Some people will tell themselves a disempowering story. Man, I've just had thing after thing hit me in the face. It just, man, it just makes me, life's all against me. Life's not happening for me. It's happening to me. Life's just not going well. I'm not buff. I'm overweight. I'm fat. I'm broke. I'm poor. All of these, the devil talk in your ears, that villain inside yourself, that the self-limiting beliefs that are holding you back from reaching your full potential. And this could be in any area. If we're talking specifically on your health, guys, what limiting beliefs, what negative self-talk are you telling yourself? Like an example, man, I'm just so hungry. Man, I'm cutting right now. I'm just so hungry. Man, I deserve to eat that pizza right now. Is that self-talk leading you towards the outcome you want? Or is it actually going to encourage you self-sabotaging, right? Versus you could say self-talk, man, I'm hungry. That means I'm losing body fat. That means I'm a warrior. That means I'm ripped. That means I'm unstoppable. That means I'm making progress. Screw that pizza. I'm better than that pizza. I'm about to tell my coach tomorrow, Deven, that I had a whole pizza in front of me and I was starving. And I decided not to because I want to step into my greatness, the next level of me, instead of fall down to my old self and just indulge myself, right? That self-talk, the voices inside your head, and the story that you're telling yourself dictate your entire mental and emotional state, and it dictates your behavior. It dictates what you're going to do next, right? Eric, I don't know if Eric's still on this call, but Eric just signed up for my program earlier for mainly for accountability when it comes to building better healthy habits. He's scrolling too much on his phone, right? What story are you telling yourself around, oh man, I'm just scrolling on my phone, man, I suck, like whatever, negative self-talk, negative story that you're telling yourself is going to keep you there, right? Versus telling yourself, no, I'm better than this. I'm a high performer. I'm productive. That's why I'm going to turn off my phone. And this was an opportunity that God put before me right now, that I had an opportunity to overcome procrastination, to overcome distraction. And that's going to strengthen my character and make me a better person. So I don't want to be over the head. You guys get this, but this is the foundation of everything Tony Robbins teaches, right? So you guys want to read the book, Awaken the Giant Within. It's a huge book. And it's that's what it's all about. So next, guys, is ATP. ATP. Do you guys know what ATP is? No, probably not. ATP is the thing that creates energy in your body. It's basically the energy inside your body. So the reason why you take creatine, right, to build muscle mass, is because it increases ATP. ATP makes you stronger, right? ATP is basically energy. Okay. So that's why Tony Robbins is so into rebounding. If you guys know what rebounding is, it's basically a trampoline, a little tied trampoline. You jump on it. I actually bought one, right? You jump on it, right? It's low impact, low pressure on your joints, your muscles. It's not damaging your body at all. And all you're doing is increasing ATP, a chemical inside your body that is energy, natural energy. It's not taking a drug. It's not caffeine. It's naturally in your body. And if you rebound on trampoline, you increase ATP. Take creatine, it increases ATP. Another way to increase ATP, you can actually do it right now. This is, if you guys don't want to spend $50, $70 on a rebounder, you guys can literally just do calf raises. Boom, boom, boom. Do calf raises, and it shakes your body. It's going to increase ATP. It's your lymph nodes, right? It's your lymphatic system. So that's your skin. So another way that you can do it is a skin brush. All right. You move your skin. This costs like $10 on Amazon, right? It's going to help your lymph pass, right? That's oxygen in your body because it doesn't have muscles like rest of your organs. Your skin doesn't have muscles like rest of your organs to move the dead skin out of your body. So that's why jumping, doing the rebounder or calf raises, like some sort of jump rope, right, is going to help you shed and move your lymphs, right? And same thing with a skin brush, and as well as a cold plunge, right? Doing cold showers, cold plunges, which we covered on the last group call. If you guys want access to that, I'll probably put in the description, or you guys can message me if you guys want access to the last training we did. But you can do it through breath work, rebounding, a skin dry remover. This is dry skin remover, right? Remove dead skin, and a rebounding. So the trampoline and breath work and cold showers moves your lymphatic system, which is going to allow you to produce more ATP, which is energy inside your body. All right. Does that make sense? Any questions on that? Cool. So next we're going to go over this next section. So I want you guys to think about when we were doing this before you do anything. Okay. it's a little bit, this is too short of an intimate thing. Maybe you guys can think about it briefly, but who are you before this event and who will you be afterwards? I want you, if you're going to join a coaching program, like what, my coaching program, a lot of you guys are on, or you guys join an event, you go to an event, you're signing up for a day training event, a real estate event, Luis, a real estate program, you're signing up, Alex, for a real estate investing course, right? You want to think about where you're at right now and who you want to be on the other side. You really want to think to yourself, who do I want to become? What results do I want in my life? You want to set an intention with everything that you do. That's why in the beginning of this call, I asked yourself, what do you guys want to take away from this? Okay, I want to be healthier. I want to be more energetic. I want to be more confident. I want to be more mentally and emotionally strong, more mental, emotional, physical mastery, right? You want to have an intention with everything you do, because if you don't have an intention, you're going to get whatever life hands you. But if you're intentional about everything you do in life, you're going to get intentionally what you want, right? So if you want to get specific results, you must be intentional. Okay. So if you're going to an event, you're listening to a podcast, you're reading a book, you're about to do a workout, from now on, I guess, ask yourself this question: what do I want from this? Who am I going to become on the other side? What experience am I going to have? What am I going to learn? What results am I going to get from this? What am I really seeking? Don't just hop into stuff. Don't just read the book. Don't just join the program. Just don't, hop into it with no intention. Sure, life's going to throw you a lot of great things, and you want to be open to receiving whatever you get, right? But being intentional about what result, who do you want to become, what do you want to learn, is you're going to get a lot more intentional results because you're more intentional with it. So we did that with the event. Is okay. Who are you? We did this throughout the event, so it's a little bit too much to cover just in this call. But like we talked about, Eric just signed up for my program. And we were talking about earlier on this call before we got on the recording, is so there's intellectual mastery, emotional mastery, and identity mastery, right? For all of you guys in the section of your health, Luis is now a runner. Shout out Luis. I told you he's an awesome real estate agent in Dallas. If you guys need help, I can refer you to him in Dallas. But he's training for a marathon right now. I think he's going to do it at the end of the month. We just had a conversation a few days ago, and he ran 11 miles, right? That identity, I am a runner, right? What new identity all of you guys should spend? You should set a new identity in every area of life, but here we're specifically talking about health. See, my identity is I am a badass, badass, powerful, confident beast, right? I'm a badass, confident, powerful beast, right? I'm also a fit, healthy, energetic coach. This is an identity. So when I'm showing up to coach, I'm a fit, healthy, energetic coach. So I'm showing up on this group call like I am right now, 5.5 hours of sleep, right? No matter what, I have the identity. I'm a fit, healthy, energetic coach. If, a lot of time you can make this excuse if you're going to have limiting beliefs, man, I'm tired. And you show up. No, I have the identity. I'm a fit, energetic, healthy coach. So no matter what, if I didn't eat much or I didn't sleep much, I'm going to show up that way because that's my identity, right? Same. So for you guys in your fitness and health, and really you should do this in every area, your relationships, your business, right? Your every area, you should set an identity. Who are you when you show up to that area of life? Who are you? What's that identity that I'm going to embody? Because right now, remember we were just talking about being intentional. Are you intentional with the identity that you're reinforcing when you hit the gym? Are you intentional with the identity that you're reinforcing when you're spending time with your spouse, with your kids, with your friends, with your coworkers, with your business, with your clients? Are you just showing up and just kind of going through the motions instead of being intentional? Now I'm the CEO, real estate professional, Luis, the top agent in Dallas, Texas. This is who I am, right? And then what? Then a lot of times, okay, I know, Isaac probably falls victim to this. I mean, we all have, right? I'm sure all of us can relate to this. But Isaac, I'm a bodyguard, celebrity bodyguard. I'm a successful day trader. Boom, boom, boom. But now you're walking into taking care of your kid and showing up for your wife, right? And you're still that macho day trader bodyguard when she needs that lover, right? There, I have the book right here. If you guys know, like I said, I read a lot of books. Here's another book I recommend: is King, Warrior, Magician, Lover. These are 4 archetypes that you have within yourself, right? When you show up to your wife or your spouse, she doesn't need the warrior. She might sometimes, a lot of times she's looking for the lover, right? And so, and but you, hey, when you're working on your business, Luis, when you're working on your business, Kashan, right? They don't need the lover, they need the warrior, right? And the king is like the visionary, like the guy that dictates your life, and the magician is the strategist, right? But sometimes you need to be a warrior. You need to take action because the magician is the strategist. That's where you get into much of a procrastination and too much caught up in your head. So, king, warrior, magician, lover, guys. There goes that book. So, okay. So set a new identity in your health, and I recommend every single area of life. Okay, now we're going to get back to some practicality. So all of you guys, busy professionals, as you guys know, I work with a lot of high performers, busy professionals. A lot of guys I work with make over six figures in either in financial advising, real estate, trading, all sorts of different businesses, right? So you're grinding. If you're making over six figures, you're a high performer. You're a D type archetype, right? You're just going pedal to the metal, right? So a lot of times, you guys, I know you're probably sitting in chairs. You know what we went over last group calls. We went over different postural exercises. Well, here's a new one. Okay, it's going to look a little funky, so you probably don't want to do this too much in public. But we talked about last time pigeon toe. Okay, because you want to activate the muscles inside your hips because you're about to sit down on that chair for the next 1, 2, 3, 4 hours. You want to activate your glutes, your hips, these muscles in your core and your hips before you sit down on them for the next 3 hours. Right. And you also want to activate the muscles in your upper back because you don't want to have neck pain, upper back pain, lower back pain. Right. I'm sure you guys all have had this to a certain extent, especially if you're sitting down for long periods of time. So pigeon toe is instead of your toes being like this, you tilt them inwards. Right. Okay. Boom. Tilted. Bam. Okay. And then what we're gonna do is you're gonna lace your hands like this behind your body. Okay. Let's see if you guys see my knees. Boom. Okay. So, and then you want to bring your knees looking. I don't remember deadlifting or squatting like this, but your toes are like this. Bring your knees inwards, so they're going like that. Okay, you see that? Boom, they're together like that. Okay, your hands are going to go behind your back. Boom. Okay, and I want you to bring your elbows back, and I want you to bring bringing your knees back. Okay, so you got your knees are tilted together right there, and you want to push them back, and you want to push your elbows back because and then you're arching your back like the big booty chicks do, right? Showing off their booty, right? In the high heels, okay? you're getting that arch with that back do, okay? And then you got your elbows, okay? Boom, okay? So your elbows are going back, and then your knees are going back. What this is doing is you're arching your back, you're arching your upper back. And so you're activating your core, your lower back, your glutes, your pelvis, and boom. And you just do this for 30 seconds, 30 seconds to 1 minute before you sit down for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Guarantee you're activating all these muscles to be prepared to sit. Because if not, you're going to have lower back pain. You're going to have middle back pain. So it's either look stupid and like an idiot for 30 seconds or a minute, or you're going to suffer neck pain and back pain. So one last time, guys, I know this is stupid. And I know unless you guys are actually trying to do this with me right now. Okay, pigeon toe. So your toes are looking like this. Boom. Knees. You're bringing those knees together. Bring those elbows back. Okay, lacing them together. And the knees are going back and your elbows are going back. And you're just arching that booty. Boom. Okay, I know it looks weird. But guys, do that for 30 seconds to a minute. Guarantee it's going to help you prevent a lot of neck pain, upper back pain. Man, it's been life-changing for me, guys. Highly recommend it. So next, next we're going over cool. Any questions on that, guys, as I'm looking for the next thing I should be covering? Cool. So this is like more motivational stuff, right? Learn to be grateful no matter what. Power. The relationships between problems. There's no relationship between problems and suffering. So we're all going to have problems in life, health problems, relationship problems, financial problems, career problems. Problems are a part of life, right? Agreed? Okay. But suffering is a choice, right? Suffering is, oh, that relationship didn't work out. That person betrayed me. Man, I have that health issue. I have that financial struggle right now. Business is slowing down. These expenses are coming up, whatever. Those are problems. But suffering is how you respond mentally, emotionally, internally, like we discussed. It's how you respond, right? It's like that quote. It's not what happens to you in life, it's how you respond, right? So that's just really something to always keep in mind. Maybe you guys can identify, just think real quick for a second. Is there an area of life where something's happening and you're choosing to suffer instead of just realizing it's a problem and show up a different way, right? A Tony Robbins quote is life doesn't happen to you, it happens for you. Life doesn't happen to you, it happens for you. What if you really identified and believed this with all your heart? Life doesn't happen to you, it happens for you. So no matter what happens in your life, financially, relationally, health, anything, it never happens to you, it's happening for you. Every single problem is an opportunity to strengthen your character, to level up your skills, to become the next level of yourself. It's just a challenge, just like a video game. Now you got a new demon to fight, a new villain to tackle. Okay. Okay. Arguing with reality is the quickest way to suffering. 3 things that cause suffering. Suffering. You think of loss, fear of loss, right? Oh man, I'm going to lose them. Man, I'm going to lose out on that business opportunity. Man, I'm going to lose out on money. Man, I'm going to lose out. So fear of loss creates suffering. Fear of less, having less than others. Man, that person's got that new truck, that new Lamborghini. Man, he's got that new house. He's got that new job, that new client. Man, you fear that you are less compared to your peers, the people that you look up to or compare yourself to, right? That causes suffering. The third cause of suffering is never. Man, I'm never going to make 6 figures. I'm never going to make 7 figures. I'm never going to get into real estate investing. I'm never going to get married. I'm never going to have a partner. I'm never going to lose the weight. We never want to speak these things to ourselves, right? That's why we were talking about self-talk, man. I hate ever saying that stuff. Why would I ever say that about myself? Right? If you had a friend walking around all the time with you and he was telling you, man, you're never going to be good enough, man. Like he was talking about that, you want to be friends with that person very long. But sometimes we have that little devil, that little enemy, that little villain inside of ourselves that we allow that come up. So we need to discipline that person, right? So 3 things that end suffering. 3 things that end suffering. If you guys are taking notes, definitely write these down. 3 things that end suffering is appreciate and enjoy. Instead of thinking about, man, I'm going to lose out on that deal, lose out on XYZ, the antidote to that is let me appreciate and enjoy what I already have. Instead of admit, oh, I didn't get that real estate deal. Man, I already had 2 go through. Man, instead, oh, man, I just missed out on 2 clients signing up. Oh, I just got 10 signed up in the last month, right? Folks, or I already have 20 clients or whatever. Oh, man, I missed out on making $5,000. Well, oh, I already have 20K. Right, or whatever, like what you guys get it, and oh man, I missed out on whatever. Like okay, you guys get the point. You want to gratitude, appreciation, and enjoyment is the next one. So what's the antidote to less? Man, I'm gonna have less than my buddy, less friends, less money, less being in shape, less personal development, less traveling, whatever. Okay, it's learn and grow, because if you're learning, you've heard the quote, if you're not growing, you're dying. Right. The antidote is you need to continuously be learning, educating yourself. Right. Like I told you guys, I got books on books on books, a book on branding, book 80-20 rule. We got the book Mastery by Robert Greene. We got the book on happiness. Right. Continuously learning and growing. That's why you guys are all here. Right. That's why I work with ambitious high performers, is because main reason that I work with ambitious and high performers, and I don't typically work with regular, Joe Schmo people it really has to come down to the value of growth. I want growth-minded people, because growth-minded people will invest in themselves. Growth-minded people are into personal development. Growth-minded people are into taking care of their health, right? That's who I am. I want people that are aligned with my values, right? So, and the third one is love, give, and be grateful, right? It's just like Tony Robbins has a story that one time he was so broke, early in his career, that he only had like $20 to his name. Wasn't going to be able to pay rent. And he decided to take a walk down to a restaurant and go buy a buffet, because you can get like all you can eat for like 10 or $20 at a buffet in LA, and like in Santa Monica or somewhere. This is like 20 something years ago. It's probably $500 now. Right. And he decided, instead of buying himself, he saw this kid open up the door for his mom. And he had so much admiration for that kid that he decided to give that kid all the money he had and say, hey, or who's taking you out? Oh, my mom's paying. He's like, no, you're taking your mom out. You know, it's like an 8-year-old kid. And he gave him the money and said, you, because I respect you for opening up the door, that I'm gonna give you this money, right? And he walked away from that restaurant feeling so much gratitude and so much abundance, connection to God and the universe, because he operated on this principle of giving, right? It's in Christianity, right? We got the Bible right here, good old holy book, the good book, right? Talks about tithing, right? And what the Jewish, why are the Jews so rich? Well, the Jews live the tithing rule, right? They truly believe in giving, right? And so it's a universal law. If you're Christian or if you're religious, if you're Islam, if you're Buddhist, if you're New Age, if you're whatever, like all the principle of giving is universal, because you're giving, you're telling the universe, you're telling God, you're telling people, I am abundant, and I'm giving to life. I'm adding to life. I'm not just taking from life. I'm adding back to life. So again, love. You know, if you guys are feeling disconnected, you guys are feeling like, man, nobody loves me. Give love. Give love to your wife. Give love to your spouse. Give love to your kids. Give love to your friends. Right. That's something I practice. If I feel low, if I feel down, I practice just let me call people, let me text people, let me send people my love and appreciation. And then I feel like in just a matter of moments or minutes, I feel like overwhelmed with gratitude and love, because you are what you give to this world, right? So if you want something, give it first, right? If you want love, give love first. If you want money, give money first, etc. Cool. So we get what we focus on. You can't help someone suffering when you're not in a beautiful state, right? So for Isaac, Andrew, all the people watching the recording, the people here, Luis, got Brad, got Sean, got Alex, Eric, Tyree, Sammy, Reno, Chris, all of you beautiful people. Um, if you're trying to help somebody, you're trying to help your wife, trying to help your spouse, trying to help your kids, trying to help your best friend, trying to help a client, trying to help somebody random on the street. If you're depressed, if you're angry, if you're frustrated, if you're insecure, if you're having any of these negative mental emotional states that we were talking about, you can't help that person, right? That's what we see in relationship conflicts. They're pissed off, you're pissed off, you're only going to get more pissed off. You guys are going to, right? But if she's pissed off or they're pissed off, right? But you're in a beautiful state. What's a beautiful state, man? I'm love. I'm gratitude. I'm abundant. I'm connected to you. Like I'm connected with God right now. I'm enlightened. I'm like one with Jesus. I'm one with God. Like we are the kingdom of heavens within. That's what Jesus said, right? I'm enlightened right now. Then you're in a beautiful state. You're living from gratitude. You're living from love. You're living from these higher frequencies, these higher emotional states. Of course, you can help somebody who's depressed, who's insecure, who's full of fear, who's anxious, who's frustrated. Then you're in a position. So that's why you will never outgrow your own personal development. That the most selfish thing you could do is put other people before you, right? And it's contrary, but that's why I spend 2 hour. I have a 2 hour morning routine where I'm taking care of me, right? That's why no matter how much time you can dedicate, I recommend all of you guys take care of you first, because rest of your day, you're taking care of your family, your friends, your work, your clients, you're taking care of everyone else. You're pouring energy into everyone else, right? If I was depressed and frustrated right now, I want to be able to pour into you guys. All right. And so the more you're in a beautiful state, you take care of yourself mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, you take care of yourself. You are better used by God. You're better used to people. You're in a beautiful state to be able to help people, right? To help those clients. So that's why that's number one priority. Okay. So two, empowering emotions, right? So the exercise is this, guys. What emotions do you typically feel in a week? I want you guys to think about this. Spend some time, write a note, right, to do this later if you guys can't do it right now. But what emotions do you typically feel in the week, right? I wrote down, okay, I feel confidence. I feel empowerment. I feel love. I feel connection. I feel excitement, gratitude, peace, pride, right? But what disempowering emotions do you feel on a week? Alex, Luis, Brad, Alec, Eric, right? Reno, Sammy, Tyree, Chris. What disempowering emotions? Me, I put frustration, sadness, loneliness, discouragement, doubt, fear, tired, exhausted. These are disempowering emotions. Okay. So you want to journal on this exercise. Yeah. See, Louise, fear. Cool. So you have these disempowering emotions. Okay. So now what you want is write down top empowering emotions to add to your daily list. So you make a daily list of what Imagine you guys practice guitar. If you guys know, got this right here, baby. Oh yeah, man. We got we'll whip it out real quick, and we'll play guitar, right? So I'm not gonna play for you guys. You guys get the point. But like you practice guitar, you practice sales role play, right? You practice real estate, you practice basketball, you practice working out, you practice breath work, you practice, practice. How about you practice empowering emotions? I'm going to practice confidence and certainty right now. I'm going to practice feeling love and gratitude right now. I'm going to practice emotions. This is what we call EQ, emotional mastery, right? Emotional intelligence, but emotional mastery. How about you practice? So write down 10 empowering emotions. So what I wrote down, guys: certainty, gratitude, power, passion, purpose, love, connection, confidence, conviction, curiosity, creativity, joy, fun, faith, surrender, contribution, right? Yeah. So yeah. Where I play guitar for you guys. Yeah, I'm a rock star over here. So you guys, how about you? And then you circle two of them. Write down empowering emotions that you can actually start replacing these negative emotions with, and circle two of them that if you embodied, that you practice on a daily basis, intentionally would change your life. So for me, my two I practice was certainty. When I'm creating content, when I'm on a sales call, when I'm on a coaching call, when I'm on a group call with you, when I'm filming a YouTube video, when I'm talking to a girl, when I'm talking to family, when I'm trying to lead, what does a leader need? A leader needs certainty. You don't want to follow a leader who's uncertain. Like, you want somebody who's certain about what they're doing. If you're going into a doctor's office about to get heart surgery, you'd want one that's certain about what they're doing, right? Certainty. So uncertainty for me, what's fear? What if you replace fear with certainty? I know it's going to work out. I know I'm going to succeed. Certainty. Like that's an example. There might be a better emotion to replace fear with, but okay. So write down 10 empowering emotions that you could start practicing, and circle the top two that you're actually going to start practicing on a daily basis. So mine was certainty and gratitude, right? Certainty and gratitude. Cool. So guys, again, we're going to move on for the sake of time. I don't want to take too long for all of you guys. So 6 actions to get unstuck and live in a beautiful state. Okay. So number 1, get perspective. See emotions and problems get really small, right? This is more. And so Tony Robbins' first book, Unlimited Power, if you guys read it, it's a very advanced book. It goes over NLP, neuro logistic programming. It's about your neurons, right? Reprogramming your neurons in your brain, right? But the whole idea is, okay, so you see the economic collapse, you see all these big problems, right? You see it at perspective. You want to shrink it into something so small. You have these big problems. Think about when you're anxious, when you're full of fear, you're thinking about your problems are like big as this beach, right? Big as the world, right? You want to shrink them into as small as humanly possible. And then you want to, instead of being bright color, you want to make them gray. And then you want to imagine it throwing that problem into the toilet and flushing it and watching it go down the drain, right? So number 1 is perspective, right? Number 2 is change your physiology, focus, breathing, right? That we talked box breathing. Last time we went over cyclical breathing. We went over the different types of breathing on the first call, guys. If you guys want access to that, I'll send it to you. But breathing exercises, box breathing is 4 in. It's 4, 4, 4, right? Box breathing. Change your physiology. Remember, raise your sternum up, shoulders back, stand up, practice some box breathing, right? You do some push-ups, some burpees, maybe start dancing, go on a run, right? Change your physiology. Number 2. Number 3, 3 phases. I want to give, I actually didn't really take good notes on this, but so number 4, number 3, I can't really read that well. 4, the antidote: accept and appreciate whatever problems happen in your life, whatever you're suffering. Accept and appreciate. 5, celebrate yourself and others, right? That's a huge transformation I've had, is I'm constantly celebrating you, right? Like Kershawn, since he signed up for my program a couple weeks in, he's changed his life already. And this is the biggest thing. A lot of times, maybe you Christians have heard this quote before, but what a shame it is for a man to complain about what he once prayed for. Luis prayed to be married, and now he's complaining about his wife nagging him about something. Like, same thing with you, Alex. One, you're like, I want to marry that woman. I want to have kids one day, and then you're like, what did I do? So like, and we have those moments, right? But what a shame it is, because a lot of times, sometimes you catch yourself complaining about what you asked for, right? Um, and so in suffering, accept and appreciate, man, this is how it is. And I'm going to appreciate life for what it is. My financial position, my health, my relationships, wherever I'm at, I'm going to accept it and appreciate it. And celebrate yourself and others, right? Man, I've already lost 10 pounds. Let's go. I've lost 10 pounds in the last 3 weeks. Go, guys, like getting shredded, right? Let's go, right? Luis, 11 miles. That isn't quite a marathon, but dude, you're better than probably everyone on this call. Who else ran 11 miles this week? Anybody? 11 miles in one day? Anybody? Exactly. You want to celebrate yourself, and you want to celebrate others too, because it's energy, right? Everything's energy. So if you want more love, you want more celebration, you want to feel better, give that off. And then use your power emotions, what we just talked about. Write down 10 emotions that you want to start using and focus on 2 of them. So remember, me, certainty, and gratitude, right? What are the 2 empowering emotions that you're going to begin to practice on a daily and weekly basis? Cool. We'll probably go over one more thing for the sake of time. How are we doing? We'll wrap it up here. We'll finish the note on here. Tony Robbins has in his book. Let me grab it real quick for you guys. So, guys, I live what I preach. I'm a no bullshit type of dude. Like, if you guys work with me, you guys know. Like, I live like, dude. I'm not talking about fitness advice. Like, I'm like, what's up? Like, I'm not over here. I live what I preach. So I've read this book twice. I've read this book 2-3 times. I've read every single one of Tony Robbins books. Like, you want to live what you preach, right? So this book, again, NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. I'm telling you guys, this is a dense book. Like, it's like reading a textbook. He even says himself, he went too hard in that book. He made things too complicated. But it's going over what we were talking about as far as changing your perspective, changing your neurons inside your body. Then you have Awaken the Giant Within. This is the book that I recommend out of all Tony Robbins books that all of you guys read. Awaken the Giant Within. Okay. And in this book, he goes over what we're about to go over, which is that it's actually towards the end. Look at the sticky notes here. I don't just read, I study. Right? You guys watching this right now. You guys might listen. Remember the 3 steps of mastery. Intellectual. Oh, I understand tracking my macros. I understand changing your state. Okay. Now you need to have enough emotions to actually start doing it on a daily, weekly basis. Then you guys need to make this a part of my identity. Because Sean talks to me, man, I've never really worked so much on personal development before. Like, now you need to identify as you're somebody who's obsessed with growth and become the best version of themselves, right? It becomes a part of your identity. But studying, like, you don't want to just take notes. You want to study. And you don't want to just study. You want to embody. You want to live it. You want to change your identity. So anyway, the 10-day challenge is actually putting this to application. Decide to live in a beautiful state no matter what. From here moving forward, I'm going to live in a beautiful state no matter what. If, God, by God, means, if my business fails, if everyone leaves me, if everything goes to shit, I'm still going to have a smile on my face. I'm going to choose to be optimistic. I'm going to choose to live in a beautiful state no matter what, because the Tony Robbins quote is this: your quality of life is your quality of emotions, is the state of your quality of the quality of your emotions. Think you're a millionaire, you're a billionaire, you're ripped, right? You're ripped, whatever. You have a beautiful wife, whatever, family, you have beautiful kids, you have a great social life, but you're miserable, depressed, insecure. Think about Robert Williams. Robert Williams made all these great funny movies, very multi-millionaire, extremely famous, right? Had a family, had all these people that loved him because he's funny, he cared about other people. He committed suicide. Why? Because he was not internally okay. He didn't take care of himself. He didn't make himself happy. He didn't prioritize himself, his mental, emotional, spiritual, right? He was so busy making other people happy that he forgot to make himself happy, right? And it's probably deeper than that. I don't know him, obviously, but like, that's your quality of life is the quality of your emotions. So no external result. Like, that's all great and it's important, but your quality of life is, hey, I'm living gratitude. I'm living love. I'm living in abundance. I'm living life's amazing, beautiful, phenomenal, perfect, no matter what. right? So decide from here on out to live in a beautiful state. Number 2, use the 90-second rule. This person cuts you off, person cusses you out, person deal goes through, you get in a fight with your spouse, somebody disrespects you, whatever it is, and use the 90-second rule where you're going to be like, okay, I'm going to allow myself to fully indulge in the suffering right now, fully indulge in being pissed off and angry and sad and depressed and insecure. I'm a fully indulge, and that right there, if you actually say that to yourself, you're going to realize how stupid you sound. All right, I'm a fully indulge in this. Okay. But 90 seconds means switch your state. Once you realize you've been depressed, sad, frustrated, angry for 90 seconds, make a decision that you're going to change your state and move back to a beautiful state. So you'll fully indulge in being suffering for set 90 seconds. Okay. Number 3, focus on solutions instead of the problems. How many times have we, whatever, you can focus on what the problem is in your business, in the economy, in the administration with the government, whatever if you're Democrat, Republican, if you're Christian, Islam, their religion, they have all these problems, or focus on the problems. That doesn't do anything except for make the big problems bigger and make your life worse. Instead of being a solution oriented person, it's like, okay, that's the problem. What can I do about it? If I'm so passionate about it, how about I change it? How about I provide a solution, right? Number 4, catch yourself suffering, then celebrate that you recognized it, then choose to live in a beautiful state. Oh, thank God, I just realized I'm pissed the fuck off. For all of you guys that excuse my profanity, but hey, you don't lie. Sometimes you guys cuss. Maybe you don't cuss outside, but you cuss in your head. Don't lie. but like you celebrate that you realized that you were catching yourself in a moment of doubt, insecurity, fear, anxiety, frustration. You realize you caught yourself. So celebrate it, because guess what? You're growing. Have you not heard that half the battle is becoming more self-aware, becoming self-aware that you're triggered. What triggers you? Becoming self-aware of what triggers you. Becoming self-aware of how you naturally respond. Being more aware of your trauma. And when somebody says some sort of word to you, it automatically gets you fired up, right? And you start becoming more aware of that. And you're like, why? That's half the battle. You just became more aware of yourself. So celebrate it and switch it for a positive emotion, and then start being in a beautiful state. Like, when somebody cuts me off in trash, this is something we learned in Tony Robbins as well, is switch your words. So if you're normally, when somebody cuts you off in traffic, right? This is an example. Think about an area of life that resonates with you, but somebody cuts you off in traffic and you always say, fuck, you cuss, right? You say that bomb. How about this? And you start training yourself to say, fantastic. Somebody just cut me off. Fantastic. Right? You start changing that, and it seems funny, it seems stupid. You start practicing in the mirror, and you start reprogramming your mind that every single time somebody cuts you off, fantastic. Guarantee it's not going to take too long to actually start rewiring how you mentally react to that thing, right? So, okay, and yeah, choose to be in a beautiful state in the most important decision Tony Robbins ever made. That's what he said. Choosing to live his life. I'm going to live in the beautiful state no matter what, right? Because that's in your control, like we were talking about earlier. Cool, guys. We're going to be doing a few more of these trainings because I still have a lot more material to cover. But for the sake of time, it's been almost an hour, right? That's going to be the thing there. If you guys would like to learn more about this, any of this stuff, if you have any questions, I'm more than happy to help you out however I can. You guys reach out. A lot of you guys have my personal number, or you'd have me on Facebook or Instagram at Deven Cripe. Feel free to ask me any questions. I actually, again, I live this, so I'm more than happy to help you with however I can. But I'll open up. Is there any sort of questions, or what's your number one or your top 2 or 3 takeaways? I'll let you guys share if you guys have any takeaways or have any questions right now for a minute or two.
Deven, man, I just want to say I appreciate your energy. It's definitely contagious. It's I needed to hear it, and of course, biggest takeaway is the 3 books that you recommended: the Gap in the Gain, and then the Gap in the Gain, and then also just switching your mindset when you are feeling the emotions like fear, and then just writing down on a piece of paper the opposite of that emotion, like certain, because people need certain, and whether it be certainty or fear, people can read it, basically read on it. So just appreciate you, man, and super grateful for you.
Yeah. Likewise, grateful for you being here and taking your time because, you guys know Tony Robbins' mentor was Jim Rohn. And I've been listening to a lot of Jim Rohn lately. You guys can check him out on YouTube. He's like one of the goats of personal development. I mean, there's people before him as well, but Jim Rohn, he has this in his one of his videos on YouTube. He says, "Thank you guys. I have two intentions for you guys today. For everyone who signed up here and paid money, I want to make sure this is worth your money." So every single one of you guys who've paid me money in the past, currently are paying me money, and are going to pay me money in the future, whatever you guys are, or maybe it's not money, but I want to make sure this is worth your money because you worked hard for your money, however you make your money. Okay. And number two, more importantly, 10 times more importantly, I want to make this sure this is worth your time because this hour of you can make, if it's $100, if it's $1,000, if it's $10, if it's $10,000, right? You can make that money back. You're going to make that money back. Money, keep the money flowing, right? That's what capitalism is. Keep the money flowing like water, right? Money's going to come back, but time, you're only getting older. You're never going to get this hour back. So I appreciate your guys' time this last hour. And I'm really grateful for you guys being here and all of you guys taking your time to listen to this and be here. I'm really grateful for you guys. And I hope this has been worth your time. Kashawn?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Reno? Go for it, Reno.
Deven, so, I mean, we all experience negative talk, right? Negative self-thought, because you can be the most positive person in the world, but unfortunately, Satan will enter your mind and try to make you sin, fall into other things, and always disrupt you every day and make you, feel negative things. That's just what's going to happen. How do you guys personally deal with negative self-talk? How do you get out of that? And how do you get back into the zone of just feeling like you can do anything that you want?
Yeah. So I'll share. So it goes back to the first thing that we're covering with the triad. Okay, which I personally taught Kashawn on our last coaching call. We're actually building a personal triad because you can build a personal triad to embody a specific identity, a mental, emotional state that you want to be in. So, but going back to the premise of the foundation of what a triad is the first step. So you realize you're having insecurity, you're having, if it's with Christianity in the sense of, temptation, or if it's alcohol, if it's lust, if it's whatever, realize you need to change your physiology first. You change your body. Right, like especially if it's a young guy like you, Reno. I'm just, oh man, I'm lusting after this chick. Well, how about you just jot them down, give me 100 burpees, and let's see where you're put that testosterone to work in a good way, homie. Like, yeah, but that's a joke. All joke aside, it's like you need to change your body, right? If you're having whatever negative self-talk. Second is change your focus. What are you focused on? Are you focusing? So if you're focusing on alcohol, drugs, focusing on envy, focusing on gluttony, focusing on lust, right? In the specific terms that you're talking about, that's what you're focused on. Well, let me switch my focus to what? In the Christian perspective, let me put my eyes on Christ, right? And the personal development perspective, stop focusing on whatever negative things that you're focusing on, and let me focus on positive things. So let me focus. What are your goals? Okay, your focus is on financial stability, making more money, getting in better shape, becoming more godly, right? These are your goals. These are your personal values, Reno. So instead of focusing on whatever you're focusing on, start focusing back on your goals and your purpose. And then number three, you start changing the story, the meaning that you're placing behind this whole thing that's going down, and change the self-talk that you're having, right? And this is where affirmations actually come into play. So if you're feeling, let's an example of feeling insecure, right? This is a great time for you to do burpees, change your focus on, I want to get in amazing shape. I want to be confident. I want to crush these real estate deals, Luis, right? You change your focus and then self-talk. I am confident. I am a beast. I'm unshakable, unbreakable, unstoppable. And you obviously got to say it with emotion because it's not, I'm a beast. I'm unstoppable. I'm confident. That's you got to embody it. It's the emotions that actually change your emotions. So you practice confidence and certainty in those moments in the example of fear and anxiety. So that's kind of like recapping what we talked about in the beginning. Does that make sense? Was that helpful? That clarification?
Yep, you got it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a powerful practice. Definitely, this one thing alone, I guarantee, will change your life if you guys actually apply it. Cool. Any other questions or takeaways? Alex, would love to hear. Sammy, Louise, or Louise already shared. Anybody? Especially questions because I'm here right now. Cool. Cool. All right, guys. Well, we're gonna be doing one of these next Wednesday at the same time. We're gonna do another one of these. We're gonna make it happen. After that, your boy's going to Miami. I'm actually going to LA, then Miami, then the Caribbean, going on a cruise, and then I'm going to Nevada. So I'm gonna be gone for 2 weeks. If you guys are on my coaching program, don't worry. We're gonna figure out a way to still get your coaching calls in. But I'm living my best life, guys. I'm gonna be in the Bahamas. I'm gonna be in Puerto Rico, DR, living my best life. But next week we're gonna do part 3. We're gonna do another one of these and go over more of what we covered in Life Mastery with Tony Robbins. Yeah, and if you guys need any help, I do a lot of personal development coaching. I'm certified by Eric Thomas on extreme execution coaching. That's where I met Tyree. I did a free consultation with her. That's like coaching you based off your personality. So that's like, so Eric Thomas came out with his own disc assessment. It costs about $150 if you guys were to do it on your own. I'm able to give that assessment to you for free if you guys wanted to work with me on it. The assessment will tell you what your superpowers are. So based off your personality, you have certain superpowers where, man, if you utilize more, you're going to make more money. You're going to have better relationships. You're going to like totally take it to the next level in life. But you also overuse those superpowers and they create limitations and they kind of kick you in your own butt. And it might actually cause hindrance in your relationships. It might actually hold you back in business. Right. So it's basically coaching you based off of personality. Tony Robbins, I'm part of his ultimate coaching program right now. So I'm learning a lot of stuff on how to level up myself. And my philosophy is the more I level up, the more I grow myself. That's how I'm able to teach you guys and lead more people, especially if I'm living it. Because again, it's not about emotional mastery or mental mastery. It's about, is this guy actually living it? So, definitely can help you guys there. And obviously you guys know my bread and butter, fitness and health. Alex is on my fitness and health program. Luis has been on my fitness and health program where we work on mastering. If you guys are familiar, it's mastering the first pillar, because we talk about with Tony Robbins, he has the pyramid of life, right? The pyramid of life. The first pillar is your physical health, right? The reason why is because it's hard to be super spiritual if you got cancer. It's going to be more challenging. Maybe, yeah, you can lead on Christ, you can lead on God, absolutely 100%. But it's harder to make a whole bunch of money and have great relationships if you got the flu, right? You can think about this. The quote is this: Confucius said, "A healthy man has 1,000,000 wishes, but an unhealthy man only has one." Right. So that's why your physical body, taking care of your health, is so important because it's the foundation of your life. If you didn't have your health, you would be in heaven or hell or whatever you believe in, right? You want to be here. So the second is mental, emotional, spiritual mastery, right? I put spiritual in there. Tony Robbins doesn't put that one in there, but he's very spiritual himself. So a mental, emotional mastery, right? The reason why that's number 2 is because when you're really good physically, then you're mentally, emotionally stronger, right? Imagine when you have a whole bunch of energy, it's a lot easier for you to when you have a lot of energy, it's a lot easier for you to have a lot more positive emotions, right? For you to be a lot mentally stronger. Luis, Alex, Reno, I'm sure you guys can relate. Sammy, Chris, Tyree, Keith, welcome, Keith. I'm sure you guys can relate. As you get later into the day, you start having more mental negative thought, Satan whispering in your ear, Reno. Like you start having your negative emotions, negative thought process. And the reason is because when you're more physically exhausted, you have less willpower to have mental and emotional strength. So that's why typically earlier in the day and midday, you're going to have a lot more energy typically to be in a mental, emotional place. And so if you have better health, more energy, Keith, welcome, Keith. If you have more physical body, more physical health, you're going to be able to have more energy to be positive, to have energy, to be mentally strong, unstoppable, certain, confident, right? You're going to be way better. Okay. The third pillar is relationships. Okay. Right. So you're physically good, you're mentally, emotionally good. So you're going to be able to kick ass and showing up as a husband or father. You're going to be able to be a great mother, Tyree. You're going to be able to be a great friend because you're mentally, emotionally, physically strong. So, but if you're sick and mentally and emotionally feeling like crap, you're not going to be a great friend or a great lover, right? So third pillar, fourth pillar is time mastery. How do you utilize your time? your days, weeks, hours, months, and years, right? Time mastery. Fifth is it's finances. Make that money, right? If you have a lot more energy, you have mental, emotional mastery, you have great relationships, you're a great manager of your time, you're gonna be good with financially. And then next one is career, mission, and purpose. Are you just working a job, making a check? Are you just working a career where you have more interest and it's more longer term and secure? Or are you living out something that's your mission, purpose, and calling where it doesn't even feel like work? That's what I do. And so that's a decision I made. And career is great as well. But where are you at in that area? And obviously, the better you're at in the lower levels, you're probably going to perform better in your career, mission, and purpose. And then lastly is contribution and celebration. How much are you giving back to your family, your community, the world, right? So this right here is from my contribution. It's service. It's like Christ, did with his ministry, right? It's service to the world. So that's the top tier is contribution, and celebration is how much are you feeling like a winner on the path of you losing 60 or 100 pounds, on the path of you making six figures, on the path of you becoming more of a godly man, Reno, or having a beautiful family, Reno, or becoming a successful real estate agent, Luis, or, whatever your guys' goals are, Tyree, building your business. How much are you celebrating every step along the way? Right. That's something I've really been practicing more, is celebrating myself every day, every moment. I'm going to celebrate after let's celebrate right now. Everyone clap their hands. Let's go. Woo! Woo! Like you just won the Super Bowl. Come on, Alex. I want to see you. Woo, 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 woo. Yeah. Because life's too short to not celebrate. If you're only going to celebrate when you make $1 million, buy a house, get married, man, you only going to celebrate 5 times in your life, man. I don't want to be you. I want to be celebrating every single day. There's always something to be celebrating, always something to be grateful for. So the reason I do and still do a lot of fitness and health coaching, that's why I got onto this tangent with you guys. I'm grateful for you guys sticking with me. Now, hopefully that framework is valuable for you, the pyramid of life. The reason I still focus so much on physical fitness and health coaching is because if you don't have your fitness and health, it's a lot harder for you to be mentally and emotionally strong and well. And if you're not physically, mentally, and emotionally strong and well, it's going to be hard to be the best father, best lover, best friend, relationships. It's going to be harder to have great time management. It's going to be harder to make a lot of money. It's going to be hard to live your purpose. It's going to be harder to contribute to the world, right? So that's why I still focus so much on fitness and health coaching to help people be in great shape, because your health is the foundation of your life. So if you guys need help with that, even for free, I have so much free game to give you guys. And obviously what I do professionally is not only give you the strategy that works, but walk you through the process. I'm your guide to help you go from where you're at to where you want to be in fitness and health, and as well as with personal development. So feel free to message me. I'm more than happy to help you however I can. Cool, guys. I really appreciate it. Any last minute questions before we hop off this? Cool. All right. We're going to do, Reno, go for it.
No, bro, I was just going to chime in and just saying this was good, man. Appreciate everything you do. I know that you got some clients in here and everything. Guys, if you're starting your fitness journey out, definitely listen to Deven, man. You got to be somebody that your family can rely on. You got to be strong. You got to be there for them. You have to be disciplined for them. You can provide for them all you want with money, everything like that, which is great. But at the end of the day, if you don't love yourself and you're not seeing something that you enjoy in yourself and happy, it's going to reflect in your family and relationships. And you have to always be somebody that you look up to yourself. So building a strong body, building a strong mind, you're gonna take yourself to new levels. So Deven is definitely the person to fuck with. So stick with him.
Hey, appreciate Reno. Reno and me been good friends for like a good, at least a good year, if not two. So definitely appreciate those kind words, Reno. Cool, guys. Yeah. Keith, Sammy, Chris, Tyree, Reno, Alex, Luis, Brad. Appreciate all of you guys taking your time, taking your life to be here. I hope you guys not only learned a lot, but please make sure that you guys write down 1 to 3 major takeaways that you got from this that you're going to apply to your life, because it's not knowledge without application is meaningless. Knowledge is power, but only if it's applied. Knowledge without action is going to get you nowhere. So definitely take 1 to 2, 3 things that you guys got from this and start practicing on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, preferably every day, right? And it becomes a part of who you are, your identity. And I would love to hear your progress and support you however I can if you guys need that. So cool, guys. Appreciate you. Much love. If you guys are watching this recording, please feel free to share this with your family and friends. And subscribe and like and comment and share this with your family and friends. We want to help as many people as possible. So, all right, guys, much love. Reach out to me personally. Want to stay connected on your journey, and I'll see you guys next Wednesday, probably at the same time. We're going to do this again next week if you guys would like to attend. All right, guys. Bye. Celebrate. Let's go.
Thanks, Deven.
Alex, Chris, Keith, Luis. Peace out, guys. God bless.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Thank
Later,
Peace
Alex.
out, everybody.
Later, Sammy. Later, Luis. Later,
Yeah,
Chris.
thank you, Deven.
Thank you, Luis.
Yes, sir. God bless.
Crush it, guys. Finish your week with massive momentum, motivation, and purpose. God bless.